Hello vinyl community, it's Mike from Mike Guitar Player 07 coming at you live with yet another vinyl record video. This time I am entering the contest for David Newton, very last minute. The day it's ending is the day I'm posting and recording because I haven't had the chance or time, and I only learned about this contest about 2 days ago. I posted a video about Tavis's contest, and David Newton just happened to comment on my video and be like, I have a contest, feel free to check it out, and I'm glad to do that. And in passing, Emma at 8 Vinyl Low also mentioned the contest to me, so I like to give credit where credit's due. I did hear about it before and was planning on doing it, and then you reminded me, so thank you. So the Hot for Teacher contest. Hot for Teacher because his wife is a teacher. And I only felt it was appropriate to show Van Halen's 1984 because that's where the song Hot for Teacher is from. And of course this is a fantastic album. Probably Van Halen's most well-known work rather than their debut, I would have to say. And David has the requirements. They need to be a subscriber. I now am. Submit a video. Currently doing that. I have to use a hashtag in the title of the video for Hot for Teacher VC, and got to answer these questions. So, all these are school-related questions or grade-related questions. So the first question is to share 1 to 5 albums that were my personal favorite during my high school years. Now I have a whole bunch others on CD, but I'm sticking with vinyl records because I'd like to stay true to the channel idea. So, the first video, or the first record, in no particular order, would be John Denver's Farewell Adoramedia. I don't know how the hell to say about that or say that, but this album. This is a great album. It has Please Daddy Don't Get Drunk This Christmas. I guess this album was released before Christmas at some point. I know that was featured on John Denver's Christmas album as well. But it has a title track which is fantastic. I'd Rather Be a Cowboy. It's just a fantastic record. So there's that. In 7th and 8th grade I got into Styx. But this album came into my life, Pieces of 8, freshman year of high school. And of course this has Blue Collared Man and Renegade, which were hits. But also one of the deeper tracks that I really enjoy would have to be Sing for the Day, which is a great tune. This is appropriate since this band just had a movie released in December, November. Queen, A Night at the Opera. Not only is this my favorite Queen album, but in 2011 Queen reissued their entire discography, and I listened to the CD non-stop of that, and then I got the vinyl record, and it's funny because it says $12.99. This is one of those stickers that if I pulled it off, they would have ended up ripping the album cover, so I didn't want to take it off. I remember this was the most expensive record I had purchased at the time. Boy, have times changed. But this has the hits You're My Best Friend and, of course, Bohemian Rhapsody. But great tunes like 39, Death on Two Legs, Seaside Rendezvous, Good Company, Prophet Song. This is, yeah, it has Bohemian Rhapsody, one of their most popular songs. But as a whole collection, this is a show. This is a show. Hi! I guess I'm going to edit that out of my video now. Yeah. So yeah, this Queen album is perfect in every way. The next one would be Mannheim Steamroller's Fresh Air 3. Mannheim Steamroller is one of my favorite instrumental groups, and most people know them for their Christmas tunes. That's what they're most famous for. Their renditions of Deck the Halls, and Away in a Manger, and Angels We Have Heard and High. I mean, it goes on and on. But before Mannheim Steamroller went Christmas, they had a Fresh Air series, and it continued the Fresh Air series up until the early 2000s with Fresh Air 8. But this is Fresh Air 3, my favorite one, and the first 4 Fresh Airs are based around the 4 seasons, and this one is the one that's based out of the summer season, and has a nice little gatefold and all that. And my favorite off of this would be the tune The Cricket. It's just a fun, upbeat tune. So I remember loving this a lot, and I remember getting this CD for my birthday, and I was beyond thrilled. And this one is a complete jump into left field compared to everything else. Eminem's The Eminem Show. This was around the time high school is when I was first introduced to Eminem, believe it or not. And this is the only one I have on vinyl record. I have almost every single disc on CD. But this has the hits Cleaning Out My Closet, Sing for the Moment, and Superman, Until I Collapse. But also there's great tunes like Square Dance, White America, My Dad's Gone Crazy. Haley's song is great. It's just a fantastic album all around. That is probably one of my favorite, if not the favorite Eminem album for me. So the next question is, share an album by your favorite band or artist that you feel deserves an A+. One of my favorite bands of all time is Led Zeppelin, so I'm going to speak on behalf of Led Zeppelin. The album I believe deserves an A+ would be Presence. This is a album that I don't see getting a lot of attention, and I think it actually deserves a lot more than it does, and I think this is an A+ album. The hits off this album were Achilles' Last Stand and Nobody's Fault But Mine, but also there's amazing songs like Royal New Orleans and T for 1 or T for 2, something like that. It's been a while since I've listened to the album, so let me get these tracks out so I can tell you the right thing. Royal Orleans and T for 1. My mistake. And Candy Store Rock is great. For Your Life is great. This is just an all-around outstanding record. But also, in my opinion, Led Zeppelin didn't release a poor album, which made it difficult to answer question 3. Share an album by your favorite band or artist that didn't quite make the grade. Many people in the VC know, or in the world who know me, know I'm not a big Physical Graffiti fan. But that actually still makes the cut. The album I'm choosing would be Led Zeppelin's Into the Outdoor did not quite make the grade. The music on this album is fantastic. It has the hits In the Evening and Fool in the Rain. And it has heartfelt, wrench songs about called All of My Love, which is about Robert Plant's son who died in a car crash, or I believe it was a car crash. Heartfelt, it's a fantastic song. And of course there are sillier tunes like Hot Dog. This used to be my favorite Zeppelin album, but the reason it's no longer is because I've been taking music classes and all this stuff, and I learned about music production and all this stuff, and really I kind of think this record is pretty poorly produced. So I hear the imperfections and problems within the production quality, and it kind of makes me cringe a little bit. So even though I love the song still, that's why it didn't make the cut. The next question would be, share an album that was released the year I graduated from high school. I graduated high school in 2015. I don't have a lot of modern music. So this was a little bit more difficult to find, but I found one. It's a movie soundtrack for Star Wars: The Force Awakens. The movie came out in 2015, December of, and I believe the soundtrack came out a couple weeks later into January, so it came out December of 2014, I think, and the soundtrack came out in January of 2015. I believe that's how it is. I might be wrong. But one of the two, the movie or the soundtrack, one of them came out in 2015. And this is a great soundtrack. There's not a single bad John Williams score that I've heard, especially in the Star Wars realm. And this is a special limited edition with the two holograms on the A and C sides of the album. And it's just fun, and it's a fun listen. And there's that album. And then we are asked to think of a song, title, album, or something of that nature that brings out your thought of school. Now, of course, as David pointed out in his video, many people are going to think of School's Out by Alice Cooper, and I just recently acquired that album. I could have shown that off, but I'm not going to. It's an obvious pick, a little too boring. And Smoking in the Boys Room by Motley Crue, he also mentioned. That's pretty obvious. You could do the soundtrack to Matilda. There's people, that's about kids in school and all that stuff. A little too obvious, at least for those who know Broadway. So I decided to go a little bit older, and for those of you who have an older music taste like me, I guess it might be a little bit obvious too. But I don't feel like this one would be shown as often. So I decided to go with Chuck Berry's greatest hits for the song School Days. Ring Ring Goes the Bell. Fantastic. One of Chuck Berry's earliest hits. Fantastic tune. And the title is School Days, so it's school related. So, David, I'm glad to be now a part of your channel and part of your vinyl community. If you guys do not know who David Newton is, go to his channel, give him a subscribe, give him a like, give him some comments, show him some support. Feel free to do the same for me if you want. You could subscribe to me, give me a like, give me a comment, give me some feedback, whatever you want to do. I look forward to seeing the results of the contest. Thank you for hosting this, David. I'll see you guys in the next video.